The hit reality television series, Naked and Afraid, broadcast on Discovery Channel, has amassed a dedicated fan base and emerged as a ratings powerhouse in the realm of cable TV. With its distinctive concept, adrenaline-pumping survival scenarios, and compelling storytelling, the show has successfully mesmerized audiences around the globe. The excitement over this was recently disrupted by online rumors suggesting that a tragic incident occurred during filming, sparking concerns about the show's safety protocols. There have been heart-stopping close calls that prompted a closer examination of the precautions and measures implemented by the production team during the filming of each gripping episode. There had been other survival games or adventures on TV, but Naked and Afraid made the experience more thrilling, as it provided a set of different rules that tested the limits of the participants. It follows the format of putting male and female survivalists together in a challenging wilderness environment for 21 days. The participants, who are often strangers, are stripped of their clothes and gadgets, left only with one personal item each, and are expected to survive by finding food, water, and shelter while enduring harsh weather conditions and dealing with various physical and psychological challenges. There is no official winner declared at the end of each episode. The primary goal of the show is for the participants to successfully complete the experience. While there is no monetary prize specifically associated with completing the journey, the participants do receive huge compensation for their appearance on the show. The exact details aren't publicly disclosed and can vary based on factors such as the participants' experience, duration of filming, and other contractual agreements. The ultimate reward for the contestants is the personal satisfaction of having endured the trials, tested their skills, and survived the challenge. The TV series premiered on 23 June 2013, produced by Renegade 83 for Discovery Channel. Viewers may have confused the title with Late Night Fare available on some cable channels, but the premiere episode would immediately correct any wrong initial assumption. They called it the Everest of Survival Challenges. And it was, as the participants were indeed naked and afraid, but hasn't lacked participants. As of April 2023, aired its 15th season with high ratings. The casting process for Naked and Afraid involved a selection team that seeks out individuals with diverse background and survival skills. Potential contestants can apply through the show's official website or other casting platforms. The casting team reviews the applications and conducts interviews to assess the candidates' physical fitness, knowledge and experience of outdoor life, and psychological readiness. They aim to create interesting dynamics by pairing participants who have complementary or contrasting skills and personalities. The first episode was filmed in the Costa Rican jungle with two strangers, Shane Lewis and Kim Shelton. Shane was a world traveler and adrenaline junkie from Connecticut, while Kim was a free-spirited student and a wilderness expert from a survival school in Minnesota. They were both nonchalant about being naked, but knew that it could make things more difficult being in the jungle. The 40-year-old Shane was curious if he would get along with the 22-year-old Kim, because he admitted that he had a hard time relating to people that much younger than him. When they first met in the jungle, they both addressed the nudity issue to avoid any awkwardness between them. They also revealed what single item they chose to bring. Shane chose a fire starter and Kim had a machete. Both of them were given a handheld camera to document their journey. They were also given a map of their location so that they could navigate their way to the best shelter to survive their time in the jungle. At the end of their 21 days, the couple faced a grueling journey battling formidable terrain to reach their extraction point. The production team had a small crew following them around, instructed not to interfere unless there was a medical emergency. As part of their selection process, Shane and Kim had undergone rigorous psychological testing. Their overall survival assessment had been evaluated by experts according to 3 categories: skill, experience, and mental strength. Both were given an overall primitive survival rating, or PSR. Shane with 7.6 out of 10 and Kim with 5.8, and were assessed again after their 21-day challenge. They weren't efficient as a team. Shane's attitude toward people who were about Kim's age became a problem, as he spent so many hours away from her. The jungle was getting to him, slowly breaking him down. Kim, on the other hand, was mentally strong and took everything in her stride. Some of the fans said that Shane would probably end up with PTSD, as he experienced a near burning when the roof of their temporary shelter caught fire. Kim kept on shouting his name to get out of the shelter, as she couldn't see him because it was so dark. With only meager meals, a snake and a turtle to sustain them through their 21 days, Shane was getting weak. By the time they needed to get to the extraction point, Kim was worried that he wouldn't make it. He even had a moment when he snapped at her due to his condition. She told him that she wanted them both to go through it as human beings, and he apologized. Fortunately, she understood where he was coming from and just wanted to support him. They were relieved when they reached the extraction point and hugged each other as they heard the helicopter coming to fetch them. In the end, Shane lost 45 pounds, about 20 kilograms, and Kim 26 pounds, or 11 kilograms. Shane returned home to Connecticut and was writing a book about his experience. Kim was back to her studies in Minnesota and was planning her next expedition. Experts reassessed their primitive survival ratings, and both of their total ratings increased. Shane's PSR went up to 8.4 out of 10, and Kim's PSR improved to 7.8. When teasers of the show surfaced online back in 2013, it generated a flurry of attention, as any program featuring naked individuals tends to do. It appeared to be another attempt to push the boundaries of taste and tolerance on nudity shown on TV, just as the popular reality series Survivor, but a lot bolder and nuder. However, Naked and Afraid offered a much more serious tone in its concept than its initial impression might have suggested. Viewers loved how the show was presented and how body parts were thoughtfully blurred out. The participants were wholly engrossed in the daily challenges of survival, leaving no room for titillation, hanky-panky, or embarrassment. The headquarters of the Naked and Afraid production outfit was in Florida and Alabama. While there were many places that they could film a season, they chose several remote, bug-infested jungles, swamps, wilderness, and deserts with unforgiving terrains. During the first 3 seasons, they alternately filmed in Panama, Malaysia, and Nicaragua. The producers made each season harder by putting the participants in much harsher climates, such as filming in the frozen tundra in Alaska during the 10th season and in the kill zone in Africa with numerous apex predators. Naked and Afraid has gained popularity for several reasons, all of which contributed to the high ratings of the show. In July 2013, its share of viewership outnumbered several notable cable programs, including Bravo's The Real Housewives of New Jersey, History's Mountain Men, HBO's Newsroom, and Showtime's Dexter. It also reached a similar record for the highest-rated survival telecast in the cable network's history since June 2009, which boosted Discovery Channel's popularity in 2013. The show offered a distinctive concept that sets it apart from other reality TV series. The participants were completely out of their comfort zones, immersed in the raw and challenging environment of the wilderness while naked. The concept of survival without the usual resources created an intriguing premise for viewers. Oftentimes, the couple's personalities clashed and arguments ensued, which was the perfect dramatic scenario that any TV producer could hope for. In the 6th season of the series, a couple named Nicholas Ladakowski and Laura Thompson was forced to tap out from the challenge as the producers felt that things were getting out of hand with her verbal threats towards her partner, which put them both in danger. The dramatic nature of the difficulties kept the viewers engaged and curious about the outcome. It showcased personal growth and transformation in its participants as viewers witnessed the contestants facing their fears, discovering inner strengths, and developing a deeper appreciation for life's essentials. In the first episode of the 8th season of Naked and Afraid, entitled Lost at Sea, Ben Johnson and Sarah Dancer differed in their personalities but worked their way to survive together for the 21 days. Ben, a Navy SEAL, had a very cynical view of everything, while Sarah was a positive, hard-working gal whose emotional intelligence was off the charts. He was quite confident that he could survive without her help, but was proven wrong, and in the end, changed his attitude toward her, reevaluating himself and being appreciative of her. The pairing of strangers with different backgrounds and skills in Naked and Afraid sets creates an interesting dynamic and adds a social experimental element to the show. Viewers are continuously intrigued by how these individuals interact, cooperate, and confront challenges together. Will they adjust to each other's personality, or try to survive alone to avoid unnecessary stress? Does being naked in the wilderness make the participant think of sex? Some former cast members shared that while they were partnered with some great-looking individuals, it was the last thing on their minds. One of the male participants said, "You're dirty, you're hungry, and you're tired. Sex is really the last thing on your mind." A female participant echoed this sentiment. They had no libido at all, since all they thought about at night when they were left alone by the crew was what to do the next day. With irritating bugs and dangerous predators around them, there was no time to think about it. The news of a participant's demise within the show left many fans shaken. However, it's important to note that the passing of former contestant Melanie Rauscher in 2022 was unrelated to her involvement in Naked and Afraid, as her last appearance in the show was in 2015. Melanie tragically lost her life in Arizona after inhaling a fatal dose of compressed air, succumbing to difluoroethane toxicity, commonly referred to as huffing. Jeremy McKay, a fellow participant who formed a close bond with Melanie during their time on the show, took to Facebook to express his profound grief and pay tribute to her. He eloquently described Melanie as not only his best friend, as well as his survival partner, emphasizing the extraordinary connection they forged during their shared experience. Jeremy reflected on their cherished memories and the indescribable chemistry, stating, "Her laughter was one of a kind. Her friendship was amazing. Even though we wasn't blood, we was family. I could always count on her." Naked and Afraid has thrust individuals into extreme conditions, subjecting them to rigorous physical and mental trials. While the show hasn't witnessed any fatalities among its participants during filming, there have been moments of peril in which contestants faced significant health risks and underwent harrowing ordeals. Here are some of those notable incidents. In the inaugural season, Manu Toigo contracted dengue fever while filming in Panama. Following the completion of the show, she returned home to Los Angeles and endured severe headaches and nosebleeds, ultimately leading to the diagnosis. Fortunately, she triumphed over the illness, making a remarkable recovery. In the 8th season of the show, viewers were introduced to Samantha All, who went through a life-threatening situation when her body temperature plummeted during a relentless rainstorm. Reluctant to share body heat with her partner, Samantha succumbed to hypothermia, raising concerns of organ failure. However, she valiantly battled her way back to full health through hospital care, though she harbored regrets about not completing her journey. In a perilous incident preceding the show's production in 2013, Naked and Afraid producer Steve Rankin fell victim to a venomous pit snake bite from the feared fer-de-lance snake while scouting locations in Costa Rica. Swift medical intervention spared him from further harm, although he endured the consequences of a rotting foot. Remarkably, Steve made a complete recovery, but it made everyone in the show nervous and extra careful. During the 3rd season, a female participant named Honora Bowen concocted an elaborate ruse to exit the show prematurely. Initially expressing a desire to leave due to bladder issues, she was persuaded by a producer to press on. However, Honora staged a fictitious collapse and subsequent hospitalization. Capitalizing on her low blood pressure and imminent collapse, she successfully deceived the crew. A controversy ensued due to it, as she revealed so many things about the show, most of them allegations of the production crew manipulating almost everything that was shown on TV. She said that it was the reason she faked her exit because she felt used and was quite annoyed about it. These close calls serve as stark reminders of the unpredictable nature of survival in the wild. While the participants in Naked and Afraid have encountered their fair share of dangerous moments and the most challenging of circumstances, their determination and resilience have prevailed, allowing them to continue their extraordinary journeys. Naked and Afraid takes participant safety seriously and implements several precautionary measures to minimize risks. Fully clothed medics are present on the set to respond promptly to any medical emergencies, equipped to handle various situations that may arise during the show's filming, ensuring the well-being of the contestants. The producers also made sure that each participant would undergo physical, emotional, and psychological testing to ensure that they wouldn't do anything to harm anyone on the filming set. Experts were hired to check if any red flags would undermine the safety of everyone included in the journey. The reality TV show strove for authenticity in its portrayal of survival situations. The show's commitment to realism resonates with viewers seeking a genuine depiction of those challenges. However, some questioned it, especially after some rumored revelations by former participants. Some of them said that while it was difficult to hunt for food in the wilderness, they stole packets of food, salt, and chocolate bars from the crew. Whenever there was a case of food poisoning, the medical crew would immediately give them IV drips to ensure that they wouldn't die of dehydration. Stories like these were probably why there weren't any deaths during the filming of the show. It may be a survival series, but people should remember that it was made to entertain viewers. And with that in mind, the producers wouldn't take too big of a risk that one of the participants would end up in a body bag. Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.